Hi everyone, today I'm going to share with you a few tips on drawing. These are techniques that I use to help me draw much smoother and faster. Let's get into it. Now, the very first thing that I notice a lot of people have a problem with, especially younger children, is how they hold the pencil. There are two ways that I try to share with my students, and this is, one, you can hold your pencil like this, where you have most control and most pressure. So you can draw straight lines, circles, squares, lots of control and very clean lines because you're holding it straight down and it's really sharp. Excuse the aeroplane that's flying by. The other way for you to hold the pencil is like this. So you're further out, you have less control. If you want more control, hold it in, hold it up straight. You cover more space faster like this. So this is also a technique for you to shade with. So like this, you can shade much faster, so you can shade lighter, and if you want to shade darker, just go over it again and again and go over layer and layer. That's how I would recommend you to shade instead of going hard like this. This will take forever if you're going to shade anything like this. Also, if you want to draw big shapes like a big curve, it's easier to hold it like this and finish up a giant curve or a big long straight line instead of holding it like this, where you have slightly less control. When I hold the pencil like this, I have this pivot movement here that helps me draw circle lines easier compared to if I drew it like this. My pivot is much smaller, whereas if you do it like this, your pivot is much larger. So you can draw big circles, or you can just turn the paper around to get that shape you want. And as you can see, when I draw very short furry lines, and that's completely fine because it's not easy to draw a perfect circle. I always recommend for you to do little furry lines. Especially if you're using pencil, it's okay because you can always go in and erase whatever you don't like. Now, the second thing to share is pressure. So a lot of young children, when they draw, I think they want to see the immediate drawing that comes out, so they want to draw really hard. If you just started drawing, people tend to do this. Like they draw really hard lines, very clear lines. But the downside to that is that it is very hard to correct things. It's going to be really hard to erase. You see, how hard is it to erase? It's still there. I don't know how many times I have to go over it to take it away. So instead, if you apply less pressure, draw lightly, and if you made a mistake, you can easily erase it off and the stain will not be there. This is going to help you draw a lot of things much easier. To draw anything proportionately, whether it's perspective or you're drawing a person and you don't want them to look out of shape, first is the dotting. You use dots to mark what you want to draw. Say you want to draw a square. It's easier for you to erase a dot. Again, it's a bit about erasing, preparing you for the future. And easier for you to visualize. Instead of drawing if you want to draw a square, it's easier for you to fix the dot, to mark it where your square should be, and connect the lines, compared to if you drew the line already, straight away try to get that square, and then it's not there and then you have to erase the entire line. Whereas if you use the dot, you just have to erase the tiny dots. And sometimes even the dot is negligible if you draw it really lightly. So that is about dots and lines. So since it's Chinese New Year, we're just going to draw something related to Chinese New Year. Now let's use the basic principles showed earlier on. So first, draw lightly, and since it's gonna be most of the large area, I'm gonna hold my pen so really far just to get a perspective on things, so I can pivot my hand as well. So here I just want to draw a long straight line. So I'm holding really far because now I'm doing non-details. Now I'm doing very rough lines. So I'm gonna draw a mouse, and I want the head of my mouse to cover like about this much space, about one third of the whole paper, maybe a little bit more because big heads are cute. And here I'm gonna draw a big circle, a bit like a dumpling kind of circle, a bit smaller on the top, much larger on the bottom. And then mouse ears. Maybe I'm gonna draw gigantic mouse ears, almost the same size as its dumpling head, just so it's cute. You can use your pencil to sort of mark where this ear should end. And you can compare like, okay, there are 3 fingers width here, so maybe 3 fingers width for the left ear as well. It doesn't have to be perfectly this symmetrical. One ear can always be smaller than the other, like how our normal human body is like. Something's gonna be smaller than the other. Nothing's perfectly symmetrical. And then I'm gonna draw the tiny body, which I would only like say it would be this big for cuteness sake. Big heads are always cute. That's why babies have big heads and small bodies. And then let's draw little round stuff here for the feet. And 2 hands here, which are like one C and another backward C. And let's draw a money boat, which is like a bowl kind of shape. And then this circle on top, the traditional money boat coin. And then a nose, maybe somewhere in the lower half. So the half is the circle is somewhere here, right? I'm just gonna draw it like half of the other half. And then maybe eyes would be, should I draw it high or should I draw it low? Maybe here. And maybe larger circles, so it's like cute. And then maybe I'll draw the nose a little bit higher, closer to the eyes. Cuter. Yeah, that makes it cuter. And then a smiling mouse, maybe. Draw a smile here and a smile here, like a subtle 3. And I'm gonna make him have a big mouth, like he's really happy. 2 straight lines on the sides. And a little bit anime-ish. Something to connect. He looks like he's gonna eat the money, but he's not. He's just really happy and excited. Maybe I'll make his cheeks even bigger. Yeah, see, when you draw lightly, you can always erase the things you want to change. You can also start to erase the grid lines that you used for reference. You can erase the furry stuff around. Cute! Maybe you want to add some eyebrows. And teeth. 1 tooth. And yeah. Shade a little bit just for reminder. And then 2 long whiskers maybe. Whiskers don't really look nice. Okay, let's ditch the whiskers. I don't really like the whiskers. Maybe on the sides, just short ones. Yeah. And there you have a cute mouse for Chinese New Year. With a tail and maybe a little old traditional Chinese hat thingy. Okay, you can color it later, but I think I'm just gonna go over it with a marker if I have one. Draw carefully because you only get 1 chance with a marker. If not, you have to redraw the whole thing again. So, short lines. You can turn the paper around if it helps you. And remember the pivoting. And as you can see, I'm holding really close to the tip of the Sharpie because it gives me better control, as opposed to holding it really far when I was trying to sketch it out. So I'm gonna go really close to it. And I'm going to erase the pencil marks. And there you have it. Something for your child or yourself to color. Yay! So yep, that is the mouse that we have drawn. It's really simple, but I did say that this is going to be a super basic tutorial. So to recap, first thing is how you hold the pencil. So more control, hold closer. Normally, to roughly get your composition right, I'll hold further so I can see more of the paper. Remember, always draw lightly, don't draw hard, because it will make it really hard for you to erase it. And remember, use the dots and lines and comparison. You can use anything around you to compare. You can use your fingers, you can use the pencil, the eraser, your whole hand, a book, a ruler, something to compare sizes so you get the proportions that you want. And when you draw, use short lines to connect your whole drawing, because it's really hard to draw a full circle or a full line straight away. When you outline, use a material like a Sharpie or a pigment ink pen, something that is waterproof in case you want to go watercolor over it later on. And yeah, you have this cute, adorable drawing that you can let your 3-year-old color. That's all for today's tutorial, and I hope these tips have helped you. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and check out our travel and other vlogs and art videos here. See you guys next week. Bye!